Hey there, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. Welcome to your reading for the new moon that we are having in Taurus. It is a Cassimi new moon, which makes it very potent. You have the energy of the moon to work with. You have the great nurturer. So, I give and receive nourishment. This moon is in Taurus. This is very much this Taurus energy around the moon here. This is the nurturing you're going to give to some kind of a project, some kind of a situation, some kind of a thing that you're working to build and create for the rest of this decade. This is a very foundation, it's a very mature energy, and it's very foundational, and it is building towards something that will take you far into the future. And so there is a need to really work with this energy. Wow. Okay, to get where it is that you're going. Oh, all right. So, okay. This is the second time I've tried to record your video because, as I'm sure you are aware, I'm dealing with internet issues. So, let's see what's going on here. All right, so your ability to nurture the fire of desire inside of you will help to build the foundation for which it is that you're going for. Capricorn, your card showed up here. I find this really fascinating. So, in the energy of who you are is the Capricorn card. And this Capricorn card here, it's the Osho Zen Tarot. This is a lion in sheep's clothing. It's somebody that's trying to conform and fit in for their own nefarious reasons. The lesson of Capricorn, the lesson of the Devil card. In the Major Arcana, every card carries a lesson. And the lesson of Capricorn is always to lead by example and not to be led by others, to be your own individual self and to step into your power of leadership. When this new moon becomes a full moon, it's actually November 21st of 2029. Everyone seeds out, and usually it's like 1.5 to 2.5 years or whatever, but this time it is like 6.5 years out, and it takes us right up to 2030, right, when we really have this big shift. And so there is a big shift that is happening almost inside of you, where you have been conforming and trying to fit in with others. You're like, you know what? It's time to step into my own personal power. Oh my gosh, I swear. So I did a personal reading for myself this morning, not using these cards. It was a total other situation. And I had this card fall out and I started laughing. I'm like, of course I got that. It was a card of patience because I'm a Capricorn and Capricorn rising, and I get it all the time, and you guys did too. So, but this is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is in the environment around you. And so this is about working with the cycles of the moon and having the patience with things coming together around you, in the environment around you. And what are you supposed to be doing about this? You are supposed to be giving and receiving nourishment. This is creating that balance of what it is that you're supposed to pull your energy in. And here, the overall energy we have is meditative Four of Cups. This is not the meditative this is not the Four of Cups where they're always like, oh, Spirit's bringing you something and you're missing it. That's not this. Here we've got all this noise going on around you, and you're being asked to be very centered in your own emotional energy, to not let other people dictate to you who and what you are, as you don't also dictate to others, and to be very centered and connected. There is a need to really connect in with your higher consciousness, and to use that to manifest and create what it is that you wish to create. And because it's in Taurus, it's about stability, right? And if you are a Capricorn rising, it's about stability in a very creative project, which fun, joy. What brings you the joy? You know, it could be romance or whatever, but when it's like this thing that has like this game plan to it, that's not really romance. This is about something very creative, and it doesn't matter where Where have you been being called and pulled to make changes in your life over like the last 6 to 8 weeks? That is a place to really focus in on, because that area of Taurus has been getting such a workout, and it's really guiding us and pointing us in the direction that we want to go. So whereas there's been, oh, okay. So this celebration card here, this Three of Cups here, in the area of the energy that you are coming out of, that is positioning you for where you are right now. And when we have all these sheep here, it's almost as though you found your new tribe. You're recognizing where you do not belong, and trying to fit in doesn't really work for you. And so there's this almost as though you are recognizing what emotionally feeds you, what emotionally brings the joy. The other thing about this is the way that they are depicted in here. It is very much the energy of the youth, the mother, and the wise one. And so whether you are a masculine or feminine, or you identify as both, it doesn't matter, because within each of us we have divine masculine and feminine energies. And because you are a water sign, really using the divine feminine energy helps you to get centered and grounded, and allows you to really connect in through your heart space, through the brain in your heart, that 40,000 brain cells that you have going on in your heart that really magnetizes and draws and attracts into your life what it is that you need. It is through doing this work here, by really finding what brings you the joy, what emotionally satisfies you, what have you learned along the way, celebrating the differences and the similarities of the people around you, and collaborating with them in a way that really allows you to move forward. So the key to this situation, where you find yourself here, is in the card of the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Water. It's called trust. This is trusting that you are being divinely guided and carried forward. This is trusting in the emotional guidance system, the GPS of your heart. That's what this is about. This is really trusting that energy. And so what you are consciously doing here is the Knight of Wands. This is taking the action with an intensity, a drive, a determination, a passion, an awakening of the passion inside of you for what it is you want to manifest and create. And right now it's about laying a solid foundation on which to build, on which to create, in order to get what you want. But you are required to bring forward some action here, because in the area of what the obstacle is, we have the Nine of Cups, but it's called laziness in this deck. This is about, oh, I don't really need to do everything. I'm really comfortable. It's good the way it is. And again, sometimes we get that with that Four of Cups, right? But no, this is about going in to get the information and then taking action consciously. Your intention. What is your intention? And so if you don't do anything else with this new moon, is that you really get a vision of what your intention is for the future. The big picture, to really see what it is. What are you intending to drive forward to? What lights you up? What brings in the joy, the happiness? What excites you? What really motivates you? Because here in the subconscious, we have the creator energy of the King of Wands. And look at how his solar plexus, that again, right there, the solar plexus, but it reaches up into his higher heart, where that is that magnetic energy that draws and attracts to you. You will create through your intention. And he's sitting on the ground. I just want you to know there's a very much a grounded energy here. Get really grounded into this earthy Taurus energy at this very mature degree of 28 degrees. It's going to progress forward only 32 minutes to get to 2907. And so it is not, it's a slow moving maturity. So in some way, you've already learned a lot, you've gained a lot, you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, because at your subconscious level, you are this king, this master creator energy. But this needs, in order to create, you have to take the action. And so over the course of really the next 6 years, because this is what this full moon is, this new moon is, it becomes a full moon in 6 years. This is the intention, the vision, the seeing what it is that needs to be done, and taking the action. You know, at the time of this new moon, The sun is in the energy of choice and decision making with Mars. Very much this energy here. But Mars is in the water sign of Cancer. So it's about really, again, we have two nights. We have two nights here. One is really in touch with his emotions and moving forward that way. And the other is the passion and the drive of actually taking the actions. This is the inspiration that comes from within, and this is taking the action. And what is the opportunity here for you? The opportunity comes through this card of consciousness, the Ace of Swords. This is, again, your intention really matters. This is focusing in his third eye, wide open, and it kind of looks like a moon there, right? So he's opening up to what he feels, and it is through this knowledge, this head, heart, cohesion, this I can't even come up with the word right now, this coherence, thank you, this coherence that is happening between the head and the heart, that is your consciousness coming alive. That is your truth, the truth of who you are, the truth of what you want to manifest, the truth of what your goals are. And so this is a really powerful new moon in that it really is opening up this wide open space for you in which to create what is of your vision. What is your vision? And so so like I said, using the energy of the moon and the cycles of the moon. So really paying attention to where the North Node is over the course of the next 6 years. When we get to that full moon that this Taurus moon is seeding, the North Node is at the galactic center, which means it's expanding out into the universe. There's no limits, there's no bounds, and here you are. What is the action to take? We have the Magician. It's called existence. This is understanding that you are creating with all that is. And there are no limits and there are no boundaries. And Saturn and Pisces right now, with Neptune and Pisces, those energies right there are in the energy of choice and decision making with you. And they're about, you can have your dreams. You can have your dreams. You just have to take action toward them. You have two aces. You have this ace of consciousness here. You know, when I did your last reading, it was all air and water. And here they are again with these two aces. The consciousness and what is emotionally satisfying. And this is about being willing to be in the flow. So we have two aces and we have the one, the Magician. The Magician knows he has all the tools right there on the table that are ready to work. You have the fire. The only pentacle that is here, and there was hardly any pentacles in the other one either. I think there was like one. I think it was the 6 of Pentacles. Here you have the 7. It's about having patience for the timing of things. You are the time master anyways, Capricorn. You are the time master, and things work that way. Your outcome cards are really interesting. They're asking you and inviting you to be in flow with the situation. There is a need to be strategic in the way you present yourself to the world. And so as a Capricorn rising, I can tell you most people, they have one of two responses to the way I speak. Because I will speak with authority. And some people like it because it's very stabilizing and it's very comforting, and it allows them to really focus their energy in the direction it needs to go, no matter what we're talking about, right? Whether it's at a place of business or doing this work or whatever, my voice carries an authority with it. It just does, because I'm a Capricorn rising. But some people don't like that, right? You know that the way you communicate, the way that you communicate to others is not always received well. Whatever the reason is, doesn't matter. This is not always received well. And so you're being asked to be very aware of that, because you have the card of the 7 of Swords, which is Aquarius energy, and it's called politics. And so there is a need for you to speak to others, to communicate with others in a strategic way that allows you to speak to them in a way that allows them to hear what it is you are saying, that allows them to get on board, that allows them to be inspired by what you are saying, and because we are not here to control, we are here to inspire. right? We're here to not be controlled, but to be inspired. And we are here not to control others, but to be inspiring to others. And so there's a real need to bring this inspiration into this. And here we have also the Hermit. And so over the course of the next 6 years, I think you're going to find yourself really following the light of your own inner truth. Really trusting in the guidance that is coming from within. And being responsible to that inner truth, that inner knowingness, that inner consciousness that comes from your higher self. You're being invited into a connection with, a daily contact with, the part of the fact that you are part of the web of existence, of all that is, and that as you improve something in your life, you're actually helping to improve the existence of the universe just simply because of the joy. So when this shows up in the challenge position, it could also mean that you're struggling to find joy in life, and that is a struggle, right? Because Capricorn has a tendency to work very hard, right? Very, very hard. I know that I can't remember a time in my life where I had less than 3 jobs. I always have 3. I always have 3 ways of making money. I got 3 irons in the fire all the time, at least. I've been up to 5 a couple of times, right? And so taking that downtime and creating that balance and finding the joy and the happiness. And part of the joy and happiness actually, for me, comes through the work, the passion, the intensity I feel for certain things. What about you? Where do you find the joy and the passion? Do you create the balance where it allows you to be full and complete, to be able to sit in the patience, to be able to go with the flow, and to have time to listen to your higher self that is definitely trying to speak to you? So I am pulling out a deck that is a very personal deck to me. It's the deck I use to connect with my head spirit guide. And so don't expect ever you see this again. And you have here, oh my God, you have the seed. You have the seed and you have mandrake, which from the seed to this very large plant. And look, it really looks like there's a snake wrapped around it. There's a big transformation that is happening here. So the seed is actually the 0 card in here, and it says, this is the new beginning. This is this moon. It's the new beginning. We have the Magician here. You're at a new beginning. You're at a new stage. You have 2 aces. You're at the new beginning point right now. This is the new beginning, the first act that will set all of your plans into motion. The seed may seem small, but it is full of potential, containing everything it needs to grow into something incredible. Take time to nurture it. Take time to nurture it. I give and receive nourishment. The great nurturer, the moon. This is your emotional energy. Take time to nurture it. And give the right conditions to flourish. This is also the patience, the 7 of Pentacles. Waiting until something is actually getting to that place of ripeness, right? Before you can harvest. You may already have several seeds growing. Because Capricorn, whoever just has one thing going on, right? All right, you may have several seeds growing. Do not be afraid to let this one remain dormant a little longer. It may come to fruition when the time and the conditions are right for it. And so when you have the Magician and you have 2 aces, you're definitely at a beginning stage, and then you have the seed. So you're at the beginning stage, and in your subconscious, you can manifest and you can create. Your subconscious is already working on something. The intensity of the Knights is to follow where you're passionate right now. So if you have multiple things going and you're working on a new idea, a new thing, may not be time to put all of your eggs into that basket, but that does not mean that you don't work on it, right? So that doesn't mean you don't give it what it needs. So for instance, like spring bulbs, right? They have to, some of them have to be lifted out of the soil. and kept in the dark in like the corner of the dark garage in order to bloom, right? Some of them you can leave in the ground and the ground will do it, but sometimes so you have to pay attention to what are the right conditions to get what it is that you want. I cannot find this number 50. So sorry. My dyslexia is kicking in. Here we go. Mandrake. Not only do the roots of the mandrake grow in the form of a human, oh, I did not know that. There are also many tales of this familiar taking on a life of its own, dispensing knowledge, wealth, and even visions of the future. You may not have personal mandrakes to point the way, but there are other signs and sources of guidance in your life leading you forward. Keep your eyes peeled for those little prophets throughout the next few days. Ooh, that's a timeline. So pay attention to what inspires you and what leads you in the direction that you want to go in. So this is very cool. This is very cool. Right now we are laying a solid foundation of something that we need to grow. So things have to be, the foundation definitely needs to be there. When you have a seed, you need the root system to be strong. And here in your root system here, you have this card of the Creator, the King of Wands. And so there is a lot more energy going on beneath the surface right now in order to create what it is that you're looking forward to creating. That's a really powerful reading. All right, I covered a lot about this new moon. In fact, it was 22 minutes long, the video. Over on Facebook, if you want to get into the details, there's a lot happening with it. It's very powerful. And so I'd love to see you over there. Thanks for supporting this channel, for growing this community. I really enjoy getting your comments and seeing what's going on with you guys. Thank you so much for your patience while I figure out this internet situation. And it may actually require a new computer at this point, I think. There she go. All right, you guys take great care, and I'll see you again soon.